Good day. I'm going to show you, after you've watched the first video, on how to now get your design ready for cutting or laser cutting and exporting it to a USB. So I've used this very simple example of a rectangular block that I'm going to cut out in wood, 3mm wood, and then the example text will be engraved. Now what's important is what you're going to cut and what you're going to engrave must be in different colors. By default, it's set to black. And you'll see there's all your color ranges. Now, the color won't matter for the cutting because you won't see the color. This is to set up your what to cut, what to engrave. So I'm going to click on the rectangle. It's going to change its color to red just to indicate that it's selected. I'm going to keep it in black, but you'll see at the top right, there's a black layer set by default to cut. When you double click on it, it's going to open a window in the middle of your page. Make sure the speed for cutting is set to 10 millimeters per second and your power is set to 50 and that it says processing mode cut. Then you press OK. Now for the example, that I don't want to cut the example, otherwise you're going to cut holes into the middle of your board. I want to engrave it. So that's like cutting, just not punching through the wooden board. So I'm going to select this. It's going to turn to red to show it. I'm going to change it to a different color. You can change it to any color. Like I said, the color is only there for us to change what each layer should do. So let's say I change it to green. Automatically, a new layer has formed. And everything that's now in green will follow the rules of this layer. Now, the green should not be cut, but by default, it's set to cut. So I'm going to double click on it again. It's going to open this, and now the speed should be set to 300. So it's a lot faster, so you don't cut through the board. You can disable the second option. The machine only use one laser. Set the laser itself to 50. Then above it, instead of saying cut, you're going to go to the drop-down menu and you're going to change it to scan, which means engrave. And you press OK. Now your file is ready. Now to get this file onto the laser cut, you have to export it to a memory stick. So you're going to plug in a memory stick into your computer. You're going to go to the right bottom. You're going to go to save to U file, which basically means save to a USB. You're going to click on it. Then you're going to look for your USB. You're going to click on the USB. You're going to give it a name, your group name, whatever your project name is, whatever you like. Make sure that the type should be RD for the software's name. Then you press save. It's going to save it to the memory stick. And now I'm going to take you through what to do at the laser cutter. Right, here is our laser cutter. What we're trying to produce is something like this. It was cut out as an old example, and then my name, Mr. Sears, engraved on it. Open it. There's two more examples of things being cut out. And I'm going to use this piece of wood just to explain how to do it. Okay. This machine is dangerous because it's a laser, but if you use it correctly, you won't get into any problems. Okay, so if the laser, luckily, is not powerful enough to punch through glass and steel or metal, so if this thing is closed while it's cutting, you won't get into trouble. Okay, let's start. First, the keys will be provided by your teacher, and you turn it on. Okay, it's going to make that lacquer, it's going to start making noise. I'm going to turn it off for now. I just want to explain to you a few things. Okay, I'm turning it off. When you turn it on, if it doesn't turn on, it means this emerging button has been pressed. This is if anything happens, you can press it and everything stops. Then to depress it, twist to the right and it pops up. So if it's pressed in and I turn the key, nothing happens. But as soon as I twist it, okay, and if I press it again, so that's the emergency button in case something happens. Another very important thing you have to remember, two things. This is the cooling unit. When I turn it on, it's going to show you a temperature. we have to make sure that there's always water in this cooling unit and that the unit sits at around about 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, if it's not, this thing has to be on, otherwise the laser cutter will burn out. At the back, we've got the level. Make sure it stays at between the green. Okay, that's very important. Then your ventilation pipe, stick it out of this window. This is part of your extractor fan. It's gonna, because remember, you're technically burning material, so there will be some smoke, and most of the smoke will get sucked out and pushed out of the door. Okay, it's actually a nice smell if you use wood, because it smells to me like matches. Let's just see if the water level is good. Yes, the level is good. Okay, now I'm going to turn it on again. Okay, I've got my memory stick. You're going to put it here on the right. There's port that you're going to put it in. You put it into USB. Then below it, make sure that your lamp is turned on. That's what you can see inside the printer, and that your laser is also turned on. So the machine can be on, but if you don't turn on the laser, then it's not going to cut. Don't worry, it won't cut immediately. So when you turn it on, nothing's going to happen yet. You have to tell it to start cutting. Can we turn it on again? Okay. By default, the laser itself starts where it printed last. And it always starts at the top right of the machine. Let's first get our file onto the memory stick. So to access the memory stick, on the bottom here, you're going to look for, I think it's files. Let's see. Here we go, files. It's going to show you all the files that has been uploaded to the software already. So this is what's available. If you want to import your file, you have to go to use the navigation buttons, go down, go to UDisk, press enter. Okay, and then I'm going to say read from you file, enter. Okay, no files. That's because I didn't upload anything to the file, also the memory stick. If you did, you can select it, and then you just say copy to memory, and then it's going to go to your memory, and then it will appear here with the name you have given it. Okay, now from here, you start cutting. Before you cut, if you just say cut, it's going to start wherever that red nozzle is. So you need to either move your board or move the nozzle. Now I'm going to use this part here. Okay, so I'm going to, with the navigation bars, if you press escape all the way, you can actually move it. Okay, so move. Down. Try to be use your wood economically so we can use it again. So that little laser tag, let's see if you can see it. There's a laser there. You see with my fingers, that's the target where it's going to start cutting. Now to see if it fits, first select your file. So I'm going to go back to files. Let's say, I'm going to select this example, enter. And before I start cutting anything, press frame. See what happens. It's showing you the outside part of where it will cut. Now you see what happened. It jumped back to this part. So to move it and to keep it there, you have to do the following. So I'm going to press stop, press escape. Okay, I'm going to move it back. Another done. Then I'm going to press the button origin. Now it means the new starting point left or top right is over there. So now when I press go select my file and I press frame, it's going to actually start from there. Good. Now it's not cutting, it's showing you very slowly the space it's going to take up the outside. So even if you have a circular cut, it's going to show you as a rectangle how far it will move. And so far it fits on your board. Okay, good. Okay, it still fits. And if you see it overlap somewhere, then it means you have to move either your nozzle with the machine or you have to move your board. Okay, you see it still fits in there. That's going to work. Okay, so I'll be able to print my whole machine. Okay, and now when you're ready to get it started, go to your file. I'm going to print that first one. Click to the right and you press enter on run, and then it starts the cutting process. If you miss, and from here, then you close the lid and you wait for it to finish its cut. I'm going to turn it off. It's going to take a few trial errors to figure out how to do it, okay? If you go over the wood or if you miss the wood, nothing's going to happen. You just need to then redo your design. Final thing I just want to mention with the software. You can also decide how big this should be. Let's say I click the square again, or the rectangle. At the moment, it's 500 by 250 millimeters, or in other words, 5 centimeters by 2.5 centimeters. So the size is very important. So what I usually do is I have a piece of paper next to me and I physically with a ruler draw that distance to figure out how big I want it. Because what the size there is how big it will be in reality. So that's the other thing. Okay, that's the tutorial. Go ahead, and I know you guys are very clever. Go and figure it out, and if there's really a hiccup, your teacher will help you, or then you can also ask me for some assistance.